Ever feel like your brain has too many tabs open? Like you're living life on a constant analysis loop, replaying conversations, dissecting decisions, and worrying about a future that hasn't even happened yet? If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. And funnily enough, it might just be a side effect of your own brilliance. We often associate high intelligence with quick problem solving and sharp wit. But there's a lesser-known flip side, the tendency to overthink. It can feel like a curse, a constant mental hum that never quite shuts off. Why is it that the smartest minds often seem to be the busiest, and not always in a good way? Today, we're diving deep into the psychology and neuroscience behind why intelligent people overthink. We'll explore how their brains are literally wired differently, making them more prone to this mental marathon. So, if you've ever wondered why you can't just let it go, stick around. You're about to understand your own mind in a way you never have before. Let's start with the science. What's actually happening inside a highly intelligent brain that leads to overthinking? It's not just a personality quirk. It's rooted in neurobiology. One key factor is something called excitability. Studies have shown that highly intelligent individuals often have more active and excitable neurons. Think of your brain as a complex electrical grid. In an intelligent person's brain, the connections are more robust, and the signals travel faster and more intensely. This heightened neural activity means they process information with greater depth and speed. They don't just see the surface, they see the intricate web of connections beneath it. This is fantastic for solving complex puzzles or learning new languages, but it also means their brains are constantly firing on all cylinders. When a simple situation arises, their brain doesn't just see option A and option B, it sees option C, D, E, and a dozen other possibilities, along with the potential consequences of each. This increased processing power is a double-edged sword. Another crucial piece of the puzzle is the prefrontal cortex, the part of our brain responsible for executive functions like decision-making, planning, and moderating social behavior. In intelligent individuals, this area is often highly developed. It's the brain's CEO, and in this case, the CEO is a micromanager. It meticulously analyzes every piece of data, runs endless simulations of future scenarios, and weighs every pro and con. This is why a simple decision, like what to eat for dinner, can spiral into a complex analysis of nutritional value, cost, cooking time, and potential leftovers. While this analytical power is a huge asset in professional and academic settings, it can be exhausting in everyday life. The brain doesn't have an off switch for this deep analysis. It applies the same level of scrutiny to choosing a movie as it does to solving a complex work problem. This heightened activity in the prefrontal cortex is a major contributor to the phenomenon of analysis paralysis, where overthinking a decision becomes so overwhelming that you end up making no decision at all. It's not that you're indecisive, it's that your brain is trying to find the absolute, mathematically perfect answer to a question that doesn't have one. Now, let's bring this down from the abstract world of neuroscience to the reality of our daily lives. Think about a simple social interaction. You send a text message to a friend, "Hey, are you free to catch up this week?" For many, the thought process ends there. But for an overthinker, this is just the beginning. The reply comes back, "I'm a bit busy." Let's see, an overthinker's mind immediately kicks into high gear. What does "a bit busy" mean? Is it a polite rejection? Did I say something wrong in a previous conversation? Should I have phrased my text differently? They might analyze the punctuation or lack thereof. A period instead of an exclamation mark can be dissected for hours. This isn't just about social anxiety. It's about a brain that's wired to find patterns and hidden meanings in everything. This heightened awareness, this ability to pick up on subtle cues that others might miss, is a hallmark of high intelligence. But when it's applied to the ambiguous world of human interaction, it can create a lot of unnecessary stress and worry. The brain is searching for data where there is none, trying to solve a social equation with too many unknown variables. Or consider a work situation. You've just finished a big project. Instead of feeling a sense of accomplishment, the overthinker's mind immediately jumps to what could have been done better. I should have double-checked that one statistic. What if my boss notices that tiny formatting error? I wonder if my colleague's presentation was more impressive. They replay the entire process, second-guessing every decision. This isn't about a lack of confidence. It's about a high standard of excellence combined with a powerful imagination. An intelligent mind can vividly picture all the ways things could go wrong, and it treats these imagined scenarios with the same seriousness as reality. This self-critique is what drives them to improve and achieve great things, but it also robs them of the ability to simply enjoy their successes. They live in a state of perpetual what-if, always striving for an unattainable level of perfection. Their success is not a destination, but just a brief pause before the next round of self-analysis begins. This relentless inner critic is fueled by the same brain power that makes them so capable in the first place. This brings us to the concept of mental noise. Imagine you're in a quiet library, trying to read a book. Suddenly, someone starts whispering in the corner. It's not loud, but it's just distracting enough to break your concentration. Now, imagine that whispering is happening inside your own head, 24/7. That's the mental noise that overthinkers live with. Because their brains are so good at making connections, one thought effortlessly leads to another, and another, and another, creating a chain reaction of mental activity. A simple thought like "I need to buy groceries" can spiral into a complex web of logistical planning, budget analysis, and even existential dread about consumerism. This isn't a voluntary process. It's the default setting for a highly active and interconnected brain. The silence that many people take for granted is a rare commodity for an overthinker. Their minds are like powerful search engines that are always running, constantly scanning the environment and their own thoughts for problems to solve, patterns to identify, and threats to neutralize. This constant mental churn is exhausting. It consumes a huge amount of mental energy, leaving them feeling drained even when they haven't done anything physically demanding. It can interfere with sleep, as the mind refuses to power down, and it can make it difficult to be present in the moment, as they are always lost in their own thoughts. So, what's the solution? If your brain is wired this way, are you doomed to a life of overthinking? Absolutely not. The key isn't to try and stop thinking. That's impossible, and it would be a waste of your incredible mind. The goal is to learn how to manage the mental noise and find moments of stillness. It's about redirecting that powerful analytical energy in a more constructive way. One of the most effective tools for this is mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of paying attention to the present moment without judgment. It's not about emptying your mind, but rather about observing your thoughts as they come and go, like clouds in the sky, without getting swept away by them. For an overthinker, this can be incredibly challenging at first. Their instinct is to grab onto every thought and analyze it to death. But with practice, they can learn to create a space between themselves and their thoughts. They can learn to recognize the chatter of the mind for what it is, just noise, and not treat every thought as an urgent call to action. Techniques like meditation, deep breathing exercises, or even just focusing on the physical sensations of walking can help train the brain to be more present. Another powerful strategy is to channel that analytical energy into a focused activity. Intelligent people thrive when they have a complex problem to solve. If you find your mind racing with worries, give it a real problem to chew on. This could be a challenging puzzle, learning a new skill like playing an instrument or coding, or engaging in a deep, meaningful project. When your mind is fully engaged in a task that you find stimulating, it has less capacity to wander into unproductive patterns of overthinking. It is about turning that powerful engine from an instrument of self-torture into a tool for creation and discovery. Also, it's crucial to practice self-compassion. Recognize that your tendency to overthink is not a flaw. It's a byproduct of your brain's unique wiring. Instead of beating yourself up for worrying too much, try to approach yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a friend. Acknowledge the thought, Thank your brain for trying to protect you, and then gently redirect your focus. Sometimes, simply labeling the experience "here is my brain overthinking again" can be enough to break the spell and give you a sense of control. Finally, remember that seeking stillness is a practice, not a destination. There will be days when the mental noise is deafening, and there will be days when you find beautiful moments of quiet clarity. The goal is not to achieve a permanent state of Zen, but to build a toolkit of strategies that you can use to navigate the highs and lows of your active mind. Embrace your brilliant, complex brain, but don't let it run your life. You are the conductor of your own mental orchestra. You have the power to quiet the cacophony and create a symphony. By understanding the science behind your thoughts, by practicing mindfulness and self-compassion, and by channeling your energy constructively, you can transform the burden of brilliance into a gift. You can learn to live with your powerful mind in a way that is not just productive, but also peaceful. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the mind. If this resonated with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more content about psychology and self-understanding. Share your own experiences with overthinking in the comments below. Let's build a community where we can learn from each other. Remember, your mind is a beautiful and powerful tool. Learn to work with it, not against it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.